Welcome back to Market House, a podcast where we talk all things Disney. My name is Caitlin.
And I'm Caleb.
And we have an exciting bonus episode for you guys today.
All the juicy details.
We are going to be talking all things Iger and Chapek. Are you guys ready for this?
Let's do it. Well, we're back already.
We're back, and for some crazy news,
After
let me tell you.
the craziest weekend I've ever experienced. It was again, by the title of the, I almost said the video, we're not on YouTube. The title of this episode, you already know what this is about, but so let's rewind for a second. Let's give some context as to how crazy a night this was.
Okay.
Sunday, I'm editing our interview with the
Chris and
Happiest
Emily.
Hour,
Yeah.
and finish it up. I'm all excited, like, Caitlin, it's done, it's uploaded, it's gonna release and whatever. And we're celebrating with some Chinese food. So we order this Chinese food ahead. We go pick it up. I walk out of the restaurant and I'm putting the food in the car, and Caitlin's just staring at me.
No. Rewind just a little bit.
Okay.
So I saw this tweet about Bob Iger, and Caleb's like, that's fake. And I'm like, I don't know. So he walks in to get Chinese food, and I'm like, I'm going to go on Twitter just to see if anything's trending, because I guess that means it's true in my book. I don't know why.
Yeah, I was like, why do you check of all places Twitter of all places now?
So I go, and as Caleb's inside the restaurant, I notice that it's number 4 in trending, and it's Bob Iger, and I click it, and I just see all of these posts, like, again, what we already know, like Chapek's gone, Bob Iger's coming back in, and literally I'm in shock, and I'm waiting for Caleb to walk out, and he's just slowly walking back to the car, like all happy, because he just ordered some yummy Chinese food, and he opened the door, and I'm like, it's real.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
Well, yeah, I didn't. Again, I needed to verify, and sure enough, I saw enough to where I was like, oh gosh, this is actually happening. And
You're
so
like,
I
we're
raced
heading
home. I raced home. I scarfed that food down so fast, and we got to like social media-ing.
Yeah.
It was insane. So you already know what all this is about. We wanted to hop on and provide more details and talk a little bit after all the dust settled. So we could have gone on last night, which is fine. A lot of people did.
Mm-hmm.
But there wasn't a lot of details yet, right?
A ton of rumors. And
Yeah, a lot of rumors circulating. So all we knew was Iger's in, Chapek's out, and we've had 24 hours now to kind of do some research, and we have found out some details that we'd love to share with you, get your thoughts, and now you can kind of have an understanding of what happened in the background. Behind the scenes of this whole change up.
Yeah, and just how crazy the whole situation is. Let me just tell you.
It's crazy.
Detail. Chapek did not just walk away.
Yeah.
He got let go.
Well, yeah, we'll dive into that.
All right.
So, yeah, let's talk about what happened and then also what this means for Disney in the coming months. Let's do it. All right, so let's go kind of the order of events. Okay. So let's just go through this as how it happened, and we'll do our best to kind of recreate all the craziness of this timeline. So yes, like Caitlin alluded to, Chapek was let go. He was fired. So first reports that came out was, Chapek kind of optioned out here and stepped down and let Iger come back. That's not at all the case. That was corporate talk for let's play nice. For a former executive, but it has been confirmed that Chapek was asked to step down by the board after a rebellion was led by CFO Christine McCarthy.
Oh, wow.
So his own people kind of got him out.
Yeah.
So the Wall Street Journal reported that Disney executives and investors had been complaining for months to the prior CEO, Bob Iger, about the direction of the company under Mr. Chapek. According to people familiar with the matter, Mr. Iger advised some of these executives to take their concerns to the company's board. Some people familiar with the matter said. They like saying that every time.
It's interesting how they were taking matters to Iger.
Yeah, I think they were trying to get some, friendly advice. I mean, the guy was there for 15 years.
No, and I totally understand, but you'd think like in that environment with Chapek, that would be like a no-no.
Well,
Like
I'm assuming they did not let it be known that they were talking to Iger.
Yeah.
So he was fired without cause, which is a fancy word of saying, hey, you've got no legal recourse against us. We're firing you because we can, because that's the employment law here. And I don't want to dive in too much because that'll bore you to death. But they said without cause, and it's rumored his exit package is worth around $23 million. So nothing's confirmed yet. That's a rumor, but that is the number that's floating out there is about $23 million. It's the go away money. That's here's $23 million. Don't talk bad about us and go enjoy your castle and boats and stuff. The final straw appeared to be Chapek's performance on the Q4 earnings report. Not only was the company's performance horrendous, right, one of the worst quarters in Disney's history, but McCarthy also complained to many how he spoke to investors during the call. So apparently she didn't like how he handled himself and represented the business.
I wonder if it was just like a defensive matter with him. Like he was kind of getting his stuff.
Yeah, I need to listen to it
and
see kind of what happened, but that could totally be it.
Yeah.
And it's also reported that Susan Arnold, who's the chairman of the board, called Iger on Friday night, this last Friday, and floated the idea of him returning as CEO. Negotiations took place all weekend. And basically what we saw on Sunday night was the product of what happened.
Which was a crazy quick release of information. That did happen on Sunday night.
Yeah. So Chapek was let go and Iger was announced immediately afterwards. So from Friday to Sunday, they somehow twisted Iger's arm in returning to a company and agreed to let go.
That's the thing, though, is that I don't feel like they twisted Iger's arm at all.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that in a minute, but I'm quite surprised at just the details of what has been released.
Sure.
It sounds like Iger was like, I'll come back. So
yeah. It sounded like he was, you're right. I don't think it was a twisting of arms. It was more of a, hey, do you mind coming back? And he probably was like, okay, I'll do it. But yeah, Iger. So that brings us to Iger accepting the position on Sunday night.
And he's back. Oh my gosh.
So I have a biased approach. I love this guy. I've read his book. I followed it I've followed along on his journey as CEO, but I've just I've admired the guy.
Yeah.
In the business world, he's a very sharp guy.
Mm-hmm.
So again, this is coming from a super fan, but Bob Iger's back.
I can't even. Do you hear what you're saying right now?
I know he's back.
Bob Iger is back.
He's back on a 2-year deal that he agreed to on Sunday. And let me tell you the details of his compensation, just because that's fun and exciting to think about. But his base salary will be $1 million. He has a performance bonus of $1 million, along with a long-term incentive award, basically fancy talk for, hey, if the stock hits these levels and blah 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 blah, you hit these numbers, then you can get this chunk of money and stock options and all this stuff. So, anyways, it's got a target value of $25 million for each year of his contract. So basically, at the end of the day, he can potentially make up to $27 million per year during his tenure.
Yeah, it's just interesting to me how low his base salary is coming in.
Yeah, so a lot of, I dug a little deeper into this. So a lot of the base salaries of CEOs are pretty low.
Okay.
Relative, sorry.
Right.
$1 million, that's not low. But relatively to their total compensation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for a CEO of Disney, you don't think, they make $1 million base.
Yeah, I mean, that's not reality. So you want to hear something crazy? So he made $47 million in 2019. In 2018, Iger made like $65 million. So
is that the year that all the stuff with Lucasfilm happened?
No, that was before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it's been reported that Iger wasn't really enjoying retirement. He was in talks with Redbird Capital Partners for a management role there. So it seems like he was kind of getting bored at home.
Well, that ship has sailed. He is now with Disney.
He's busy. He's busy now. So yeah, as you can imagine, Disney community was freaking out when this was announced. Again, like we said, I didn't believe it was real.
No, because I thought it was a joke. I thought everyone was like, okay, this is, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because again, give context, but Twitter, right? That whole craziness going on over there. So every single time you see a blue check mark, I don't believe it anymore because I'm like, it's probably some person faking something because of the whole verification system now.
But this has happened before when people said that Iger is back. And everyone's like, no, he's not. Remember, they're like, Iger's coming back.
Oh, no, I didn't know.
A long time ago. It was all over Instagram. And everyone's like, Iger's not coming back. Stop. And that's the whole interview where he's like, are you going to come back to Disney?
That's right. Kara Swisher
asked him. And he was like, no, why would I do that? Yeah. I'm gone kind of thing. And it's just funny.
He's back. I can't believe it.
I'm so excited.
There were videos of people celebrating at the parks, thousands of social media posts. I was on Twitter. Caitlin was on Instagram.
Yeah.
And we were just soaking it all in. But let's talk about one of Iger. If you just combine the two names, it's Iger. Bob Iger's first kind of order of business. So he comes in Monday and fires Kareem Daniel. So this poor guy, he was the chairman of Disney's media and entertainment distribution, and he was one of Chapek's reportedly kind of right-hand guys.
Which is crazy.
So he got the boot. which makes sense.
That's the first thing he does. He's like, get out of here.
Yeah, you're gone.
You're gone. Well, I'm sure it would have been really weird. And like, I don't want to say conflict of interest, but you know what I'm saying?
It wouldn't have gone well.
No,
wouldn't have had a good working relationship being the right-hand guy to one, and the next guy comes in, the former guy especially, and kind of cleans up shop. A memo was released stating that they'll begin organizational and operating changes to save on costs. And this is the big thing, I underlined it, give creative teams more influence.
That's awesome. Imagineering.
Chapek was known as the guy as the like anti-creative guy, business, numbers. Iger's known as the big picture dude. So he comes in and says, no, we're giving the power back to creatives, which is fantastic.
Right.
That's a good sign.
But with that said, with Bob, again, his first day being today that we're recording, there's a lot of speculation right now on what's going on with what is Iger going to do? What is he going to bring back? What is he going to take away that kind of Chapek has brought in? And, you know, seeing some of these responses online, you're kind of like, no, there's no way that that's going to happen. Or there's some where I'm like, I'm so hopeful, like, and we're going to dive into what we're thinking, but it's just crazy, like the board of like, this is going to happen. No, he's going to take this away, or no, I hope he's going to do this. So it's so vast right now. So I'm very intrigued on what his next steps are going to be.
Yeah. So again, no pressure on the poor guy, but I think a lot of people, of course, are expecting a lot from Mr. Iger and what this next season looks like for him.
Yeah.
I would say, again, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer or anything. I just have realistic expectations. This is a giant company. So
well, he can't just come in and just like snap his fingers and everything's going to go back to normal.
For sure. And so like, you know, there's people like, it's going to lower prices. That ain't happening.
That's not happening.
You know, he's not going to come in and say like, all right, Disney's back to when I was around, those prices. That just doesn't happen. Price increases would have happened under Iger anyways. It's not about that. It's about the value you're getting for that price, right? So Disney's always charged a premium,
right?
But you argue, I'm getting a premium experience. Yeah, so Iger's got a lot of work to do coming back in because I think Chapek has kind of stripped away that premium experience at the parks and has replaced it with just high cost and pretty much no excuse as to why prices are increasing, right? So these are our predictions for what this next couple of years looks like. And again, remember, Iger's got 2 years to do a lot of cleanup. And this is definitely I think a transition. Who knows? The guy tried to retire 3 times during his past tenure as CEO, and they kept extending his contract, and he kept agreeing. So who knows? This 2 years might turn into 5. We don't know.
Right.
But if it's true, then he stays for 2 years, and he has to hand the reins off to another person, hopefully someone better this time. The rumor's Josh tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure I don't know about that one. But anywho, he's got a lot to do in 2 years. So number one, I think we have to be realistic about this. The focus is going to be on Disney Plus. That's where all the money's going. That's where their costs are. That's where future revenue is going to be because that's their big bet, right?
Right.
They took away dividends from the stock and stuff to reinvest back into this product, and they have to break. They've promised investors this whole entire time, 2025, we're going to turn a profit on Disney Plus. So right now, it's burning money. That's just the reality of a lot of streamers, Netflix, all of them. They just burn, and it takes a long time to actually make money off these things. So they have to make money on this product by 25, or else they're going to disappoint a lot of people. So his number one focus will be Disney Plus at the end of the day. Number 2, I think he will bring back quality to the parks. He may not, again, I don't expect him to come in and be like, hey, I'm opening the 3rd gate in California, right? Don't come up with giant things for him to accomplish. I think he's going to focus on park cleanliness, number of cast members, ride maintenance, just getting things back to like Disney's way, right?
Right. And again, he's not going to come in and lower prices.
No.
It's not. We're just coming out and just saying that. I've seen that literally everywhere. He's going to lower prices. He's going to do... No, he's not.
Prices don't go down.
That's not how it works, especially with Disney.
No.
So again, what I'm really hoping is that he does something with the Magic Keys. But again,
that's wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking. Again, I don't think it's going to do anything with pricing. It might be availability.
Sure.
Or I saw like where someone hopes that they're going to open up the sales again for Magic Keys. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Again,
it's hard.
Ton of speculation because we just don't know. We
Sure.
don't know the inner workings of the program and all that kind of stuff. So.
Okay, so let's focus on what you think we will get. Okay, so I think, and you let me know what you think about this, I think we will see an elimination of the reservation system. I don't see that sticking around too much longer. I think they're getting rid of the arbitrary 1 p.m. park hopping rule. Makes no sense.
I think they'll get rid of that for sure.
And I think there's going to be a giant, they won't get rid of it, but I think Genie Plus will receive a huge overhaul. I think the program's going to change. Like, it won't even be the same as we know it today.
Do you have any predictions that you think what they're gonna do with it?
My prediction would be make it more like Universal's, way higher cost, but way more value.
And a lot of people have hoped for that.
Yeah.
Which I've seen and I've listened to.
It makes more sense. Limit sales, right? Make it so expensive that you're getting a huge value. But this isn't like sold to 15,000 people in a day. This is sold to 1,500.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Because again, with that higher cost, you're the only one using it, basically.
For sure.
So there's going to be no line. Like,
sure.
Good on the list of things. But
yeah. So I think that might happen.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, I think creatives get the power back. So Imagineering, Pixar, Lucasfilm, Disney Animation, focus is put back on them, and they can do what they do best. And at the end of the day, Disney is an entertainment company. So let the creatives do what they do best, and that's what Disney's known for. The money's going to follow. It always has.
Right.
Of course, don't spend willy-nilly, and I don't want to get into all those details, but I think at the end of the day, you give Imagineering the power and influence that they deserve, and they'll take care of, the money takes care of itself.
Right. And I also just feel like with Iger coming back, that it's going to be such a sense of, like, it's going to be positive. Like, there's going to be more positivity versus negative. It's like with Iger coming back in, already the Disney community is in an uproar of happiness. Like, this is amazing. Things are going to be great again, which again, my only issue with this is I'm like, please keep realistic expectations. Like, if Bob Iger doesn't come in and change 700 things in the first week and a half that he's here, like, I don't want I hope that the Disney community doesn't turn into like, he's not doing anything. How could he leave us like this?
Yep.
It's going to take time. It took time to get us into this mess. It's going to take time to get us out of it.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that everyone can stay positive, and I really hope that Iger can come and just turn it back around, because he did such an amazing job when he was CEO, now is currently CEO. Yeah, I mean, my main hopes, again, is just overall experience. Again, Disney's always expensive. No matter what year, it'll continue to get more expensive. But I hope the value remains the same, and I hope your experience is worth that price.
Yeah.
So I want that to come back, because right now there's us included where we're kind of like, I don't know if that was worth that.
No.
And
we were talking last week.
Right.
We were saying, I don't know if we're going to renew.
Right.
Like our Magic Keys, which is a big deal for us.
Yes, which we have friends that aren't renewing, which is crazy just to hear.
Yeah.
So again, with that said, I just really hope that they can piece that back together and bring back the community, because there's so many people who are kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Because of the experience that Disney currently is. So I just really hope it turns around.
Same. He's a classy guy. I think he's going to take care of people.
Yeah.
And again, decisions may be made, but it'll be done with class.
Yeah.
Versus earlier when a certain somebody named Chapek was kind of ripping people behind closed doors, treating cast members with terribly.
Yeah, and that makes me, good point. That makes me so excited for the cast members, because I'm like, imagine you getting that email from Iger, like, I'm coming back. Like, do you remember me? And how I treat, like, for all we know, he was amazing to cast members and like truly cared about them.
Yeah,
and
I think they had some problems with him. He didn't work well with unions, I know. And at the end of the day, there was a lot of like, we don't get paid enough. And Iger was arguing that they did. And so I know they don't like him probably for those reasons. But at the end of the day, he's a classy guy.
Right.
They felt respected, I bet.
Better than the alternative.
For sure.
Yes.
Not perfect.
No,
the man's not, he's not walking on water.
Right.
But he's a guy. He's a human. But I think he's going to do a heck of a better job than the previous guy.
I'm so excited. I didn't think this was going to happen this quick. But it did, and it makes me just full of happiness. And so again, I'm really curious if it's going to be a quick roll in, like he's going to start like day 1, he's firing that guy. What's day 2?
I know.
What's day 10? Is it all going to start in January?
I think the first 90 days is going to be a huge indicator of what the heck happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, he doesn't have a lot of time. He's got 2 years.
Right.
So I think he has to get stuff rolling. So it'll be good.
I just want him to come out like at the park and just have him stand up on a podium and go, I'm back.
Raise him out of a stage.
Yes. And then everyone claps and he walks away. That'd be like iconic.
I'll wait in line for that. All right. Well, thanks for joining us for this really short kind of bonus episode. Wanted to give you the details, the information that you need about this shakeup over at Disney. So again, a good one. This is good news coming out of the company finally. and we're hopeful. We're excited. Again, keep that good, positive energy up. It's been needed for the last 2 years. And let's see what he can do.
Yeah, and let us know what you're thinking. What are you hoping? What are you hoping that Bob Iger is going to bring back to the company? What are you hoping he's going to change? Let us know on Instagram. Again, I'm very curious. So
awesome.
Let's do it.
Thanks so much for listening. And let's do the usual. You can find us over on Instagram, Market House Podcast, and Twitter at Market House Pod. We post a lot over there. Funny things, good things, great things.
Like our trips.
I don't know.
Disney, everything Disney.
Remember to use our undercover tourist link for your future trip bookings. You can buy tickets. Go to the parks. Iger's back. And if you buy tickets, save a little bit of money, use that link, and you can support the show that way. Leave a review if you've got the time. That'd be amazing on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And join us next week for another episode.
Bye.